Is showtime. There we go. There we go. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get on there, but here I am. Hang on, I move this across. Oh, I've still got me sling on. Not a cling on, a sling on. All right. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hiya, Dorian. Oh. All right. Make sure that you let me know that you can hear me. Want to check that the microphone is working okay. So, just go in the chat and just say, yeah, loud and clear or whatever it is. Loud and clear. There we go. Excellent. My 79k lang. My arm is still here. It's still aching like hell. But it's yesterday it was actually bad, but today it's not as bad, for whatever reason. But Dorian's on there. Hi, Dorian. Excellent. Okay, little Pipsqueak's on there. Fred, how are you doing? Keith, good. Gold hearing then. McGray, Mr. Gray, I don't know. Mondikoff. Sandra, how are you doing, Sandra? You all right? Good to chat with you yesterday or the other day. Fred, free light. Everyone's coming on. Lulu. Good. Moo, haha. I love that name. All right. Hiya, Lynn. Yeah, I am on the men's. Obviously, remember Facebook users. If you haven't put your name into StreamYard, it just tells me Facebook user. Doesn't what do you call it? Tell me who your name is. All right. Good. Hiya, Barbara. How you doing? Wembury. From down in Wembury in Devon. That's where I used to be based when I was in the Royal Navy for a while at the Gunnery School in Wembury. I don't think it's there anymore. I don't think. Flies on here. But loved it down there, even though it was the winter. So not the greatest weather, but a great place. Hiya, Zoe. How you doing? Hey, John Joe. All right, cool. Raymond, how are you doing? Excellent. Lovely to see everywhere. Very good. Yeah, my arm's not so bad today. For whatever reason, obviously I know it's getting better. Oh, lovely. From Stevens in sunny Egypt then. Okay, very good. All right, so it is sunny over there. Nice and sunny. Hiya, D. How you doing? Yeah, last night, I don't know, like my arm was, is it Friday now? My arm was killing me last night. It was just really sore. Even on the night before, like trying to sleep. Hiya, Dimeball, how are you doing? Good to see you on. And it was just aching badly. And obviously people say that's how it gets better by hurting you. Yeah, no, I know it does. I'm joking. But it's much, much better today. And also, though, like, hiya, evening from Facebook. Yesterday, we had the vets out to the house yesterday, and our oldest dog, hi, Nick, how are you doing? Keegan, she's 15, or was 15 in September. And yeah, exactly. Yes, of course. It would have been, I would have had to learn, how to do drinking with my other arm. All right. But this is what actually it is, healing amber nectar, little. See? So everyone knows. Yeah. But we had the vets out, and they actually done surgery here, not in the house, but they had a van, and they've got it turned into like a vet surgery inside the van. So they did the surgery outside. What they've done is they actually sedated her in the house, and then like carried her out on the dog bed. And what they'd done was, I thought that she had snapped her tooth and it had got infected, but she hadn't actually snapped her tooth or anything, nothing like that. Or, there was no snaps or cracks or breaks or anything. So, but I knew she had a sore mouth. So anyway, they said that she had developed an abscess. Now, I've had her to the vets, right? My I suppose it's a local vet. I've had her there a couple of times, and you know what? Like, he wouldn't let me in. Right? It was in the over. This is about, well, 2 years ago, maybe maybe it's one of the last times I went, and they wouldn't let you in because he said, like, you got to wear this nappy on your face. I'm not doing that. So anyway, and he's got one. He's wearing one all day, and he's terrified. So anyway, he says, "Well, look, I'll let her in. I'll have a look." Like, Keegan hates people touching her. Right? She doesn't want you touching her feet. She doesn't want you looking at her face, even before she was sore or anything. And she was bleeding here, just there. It was always bleeding. And I was saying there's something wrong, something like that. And but anyway, she turned out she had a massive cyst. Is it a cyst? Not a cyst. What do you call it? An abscess. An abscess. And it was on her left-hand side, and it was swollen right across there. So what they done is they actually they had to take out 6 teeth. So they took out 6 teeth. All right. And there was, like, they've cleaned all of her teeth as well, but there was just this one. They knew it was wrong, and it was attached there, and there was like the big canines, you know what I mean, the big sharp pointy ones. But one of them had the abscess on, so they took it out and they've drained all of it. There was a load of pus in it. Disgusting. I'll have a drink to that. So 6 teeth they took out, cleaned it all up, and 6 teeth, time bar. And got rid of all of the pus, got rid of all of the infection, took the abscess away, and then brought her back in. So she's actually been walking around today. She's had a tiny, tiny little bit to eat. Mind you, saying that, like, I mean, she should only eat 400 grams a day, and she's had probably 200. So, she's at half of what would be a full diet for her size dog. But it's a she as well, D. It's a she. Keegan. I know it's a boy's name, but when we adopted her, she was from a rescue. She's the first rescue that we got. Kevin Keegan had just gone back to Newcastle, so I called her Keegan. And she's black and white, so there you go. I mean, I wouldn't follow them or do anything like that now. I'm not bothered. And once they took that knee, that was the end of it for me. But anyway, that's why she's called Keegan. But it is a girl. But she actually, we just went to the shop and weren't out long at all whatsoever. And she actually got up. Right, she's been lying down there at the bottom of the stairs and everything, like got all the beds laid out. And she actually climbed up the stairs on her own. Right. Oh, still naughty as ever. Now she's lying on the bed upstairs. I did actually have to help her up a little bit, but she's still full of energy in that way, mental energy, if nothing else. So, I mean, it's brilliant. These vets, there's a couple of vets that I know do it, and they travel in vans, and they've got all the equipment in the van, and then turn it into a little mini surgery. Now, and what they do is, you see, they've got a massive cable, they plug it into your house and take it out to the van. So in the van it's like, it's not like, the transit vans throwing it in the back, it's like really decked out with all the equipment. Hi, Chris, how are you doing? So they do it. I mean, I don't know how big the operations would be. But honestly though, 6 teeth out is good. And they've cleaned all the teeth. Now, she was getting really slow to walk. But I think a lot of it is because she had a toothache and it was making her feel worse. So anyway, I think we're going to see a lot more sprite in her, a lot more energy in her, and wanting to jump around and that. So I'm very, very, very happy, very, very good mood. I mean, I'm always in a good mood, but just like over the moon with it. It's just absolutely fantastic, Well, see, this is the thing. The last time I did take her, I know let's try and think now. She's maybe about 27 to 30 kilos, right? Not light. And she's older. She's 15, right? And I was trying to actually help her get in and out of the van And oh man, and not the van. I've got a big truck, you know, like and anyway, and she fell out basically, nearly bloody killed herself. So it's you know, it that didn't want me to help take her to the vets and get stressed out. You know, so it is great that the vets will come and do surgery. And the thing is as well, and I know it's horrible, right? But when in the summer, when we lost the boxer dog Beauty, you know, and that's a shame, isn't it? You know what I mean? It was horrible, but they did it here. All right, they actually did it. She was in a bed. She was upstairs in her favorite bed and lying there. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to get emotional, but you know, it does actually help. You know, when you're doing stuff like that here, because it's bad enough, and you know, you'll never get rid of all of the pain and everything in your brain and the grief and everything. All right. So the acting Lord Chief Justice here in Northern Ireland is called Dame Siobhan Keegan. All right. Okay, I best not say the last bit. Okay. Yeah, well, they get all these ridiculous titles, dames, lords, and ladies, and all that. What a pile of bahookie. But yeah, no, I tell you what it is. I've been collecting news, and I've been sending a few emails out. We're building up to our two things that we're building up to as it's coming. What vets for Keith? The vet that we've got. There's two of them, but I can only remember the one name here, and it's called Vets on the Meow. Instead of move, it's Meow. Yeah, so just have a look. Meow. Vets on the Meow is what they're called. But they were great. They were the young girl anyway. Well, they were both young compared to me, but the nurse, she's local. She only lives just like not far away from here, you know, and they were just very good with it, with Keegan, you know, absolutely excellent. And what was really good for us, right, was when they took her into the van and they sedated. Obviously, they got very little control over themselves, you know. Yeah, Meow. Vets on the Meow. Meove, so something like that. Yeah, she had once she got no control and she's completely sedated for the operation, she had massive bouts of diarrhea. So luckily it was all in their van and none of it was in the house. So a little bit was in the house when they were carrying her out, but I mean, you know, nothing to what they had in the van. Yeah. That's how they would say it in Ireland anyway, isn't it? More credit. That sounds right to me. That's how. Again, I don't think I'll be filling the rest in. All right. Is there going to be a separate invite for gold members for your training day? I wasn't sure whether to reply to the emails. Okay, now I can presume that you're talking about, this is Lynn to Lynn. I presume you're talking about the course, the trust course. So if you're already a PMA member, then you get access to the trust course. But what you have to do is, now I'm not going to tell you the email on here, but you should know the email to write to if you remember. And then you tell me to add you to the list. Okay. So, Lynn, all right. The what we have, it's the emails go out. You should actually be getting membership emails anyway. And if you've been on the training, which was yesterday, we do it every Thursday at 7:30 is the PMA meeting. You know what I mean? Telling everyone on there, you know, get yourself put down on a list if you want to do it. Okay, if you want to do that course. All right, so it's going to be on Saturday, the 10th of December, which is, I can't remember how many weeks away now. What is it? What are we on? 18. So what is that? About 3 weeks, is it, tomorrow? Something like that. But anyway, and it's going to go over everything that you could ever imagine to be about the trusts. So on the private trusts, right? As long if I've confirmed that I've got you down, Lynn, that's fine. I've got a separate list there, and what I'll do is over the next week, I will be sending out all of the links to the PMA members that have asked to attend the course, and I'll be sending you the links to attend the course, which is the Zoom link. I'll be sending out like the links to every single bit of documentation. So I'm going to explain that now. So what we're going to do on the day, this is a whole day's course. I can't say how long it's going to be exactly. I've just put like a guesstimate down for the amount of hours that I've booked the Zoom for, right? So we're going to show you how to do like a, what do you call it? The trust deed. All right. We'll show you how to create it. We'll literally create it with you. You copy me step by step on the day. We're going to create the trust deed. Then we're going to create what we'll call the memorandum of trust creation. All right. Which goes under the 3 certainties of a trust. You need to cover the 3 certainties of a trust, which is what that part does. Then we're also going to do the assignment of property into there. All right. And then we're also going to do the what they call the public notice. So that's the 4 little parts that we'll do. Well, mind you, the trust deed is not little. It's about, I don't know, 60 odd pages long, I think. And then we'll do the certificates. So we'll do a certificate of trust creation, the trustee certificate, and what we call the units of beneficial interest certificates. And that depends on how many people are in the trust as beneficiaries. All right, you have units. There's 500 units to a trust, a private trust, and you divide the units up to the beneficiaries, however many that they should have. So if there's like 10 beneficiaries, then you could have 50 each. However, some people might only have 5, and other people might have 10, and other people might have 3, you know, and that's the way that they've actually created the trust. The settlor, the creator, they decide how many units each beneficiary get. Okay, you can join the PMA at any time. If you go on to claimyourstrawman.com, okay, just go and visit claimyourstrawman.com. And on there, as you click through and go through, then there's an option there, and it'll just say PMA membership. You can click on that, and I think it's on a few different pages, and you can read the info. And if you want to join, you can join. When you do join, okay, we do have our live meetings, which is on Thursdays, every Thursday at 7:30. But we also record every single one. Now, I was on last night, and somebody asked me where was last week's, and I went, "Oh, I've done it. It's on there." I did check today, and it wasn't on there. So total my responsibility. So forgive me. It is now corrected, and now last week's and this week's is all in the PMA membership. But going way back, I was counting them today, and I'll bet you we have about 120 to 130 hours of videos in there just on the meetings, not the rest of the videos, which is the what do you call it, the promissory note videos and the commercial lien videos and the debt videos, and we're going to add a lot more as well, because I'm going to refurbish the whole thing as we're going over the next few weeks, next couple of months actually, by the time I do it all. And we're going to add in all of the other, I'm going to really deep dive on the debt. Once I get this trust course out of the way, I'm going to do something similar with a debt course on how to do all of these notices, how to crush these debt collection agencies, how to smash these banks to pieces. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to like increase all of the videos on there anyway. I tell you what it is. It would be difficult to try and get through all of that, Yeah, well, see, do you know what it is, right? These trusts, what they want is they want us to own nothing and be happy under their regime. What we're going to be is what we want to do is like own nothing but control everything. So that's what these trusts want to do. Now, talk about there's a few on from Facebook. Keep my tonsils working. And someone's put up on one of the Facebook posts, and they went, "Yeah, but you've already got a trust. Your capitalized name is a trust." and your capitalized name owns everything. They don't own it. You do. All right. And I said, well, that's a daft thing to say because, first of all, okay, they're talking about the Set of KV trust. If you're talking about the Set of KV trust and you're saying that that is a trust and that you're the beneficiary, yes, we know it's true, right? But now give me the documentation that proves it. In fact, just tell me or explain to me where I can get proof that we have a Set of KV trust and that you've got proof it's written down that I am the beneficiary of the lawful, the legal capitalized name. All right. And, you know, you're going to have a massive headache and a massive problem trying to prove that one and give me the documentation for that. And also, by doing that, you don't own it anyway. They 100% own it, not you. So I do not want for them to me own nothing, but them still controlling everything and them still being very, very happy. Okay. For N. Maxine, Island, Rutherford. From N. Maxine, Island, Rutherford. Well, hi, anyway. How are you doing? All right. Glad to see you on. Great to see everybody. But anyway, yeah. And so, you know, we are going to revamp a lot from Northern Ireland. Excellent. I want to go over to Northern Ireland next year, do a presentation at Northern Ireland. I haven't been over for a long time. Last time I went to Northern Ireland, I went to Belfast and I fought in the waterside. Was it called the Waterside? It's at, it was part of the Hilton Hotel, huge, big, like kind of like a theatre style. And I fought in there live on Sky TV. I did 10 rounds in there. Hiya, Petri, how you doing? Good to see you. And that's the last time I was, and that was in March 2000. So I would love to get back there. The waterfront, yeah. Next to the Hilton Hotel or attached onto the Hilton Hotel. So I'd love to get something. Yeah, I'll have to try and find a place. Have a look for me and let me know if you know anywhere where I can actually maybe book a hall. You know, this hall that we're getting at Gateshead, you know, it's like a workman's club, but it's brilliant, you know. And there's someone else on their Facebook from Ireland, but that'll be the Republic of Ireland, not Northern Ireland, though. Is that what you mean by that? Okay. Awesome. But yeah, and I stayed in the Hilton Hotel, just talking about that day, that weekend. I was there the weekend, flew over from Newcastle, stayed over in there in that Hilton Hotel at the waterfront in Belfast, and then flew back, fought live on Sky TV, and then flew back. And a couple of weeks later, I had another 10-round fight in Newcastle. I kept myself busy. But it was only about like 4 weeks before that I was in France again on TV, in Lyon in France, and I had another 10 rounds fight over there. So busy. That was way back in 2000. That was the last year I actually stopped fighting in 2000. That was the last one. I think was Newcastle. Oh, it's all corporate names, as is the UK. As is all of the countries. They're all corporations and they're all registered in the United States, in the state of Delaware. Yeah, they're all there, all registered, which is also, by the way, where the corporations register the names in the Duns and Bradstreet. Everyone's checking their local councils for Duns and Bradstreet to send all the information over to the United States so that you can't find it here. It's easy. But anyway, I'm swinging off. I was talking about like on the PMA and on the paperwork. So on this, the trust, once we do the trust course, which is on the 10th of December, and we'll cover all of that trust documentation, we will create every single certificate and every single document I've just talked about. We will do it literally step by step with you. All right. And then once you've actually done it, okay, then we'll have a question and answer on it before we move on to the next section. All right. So it's going to be a long day. As soon as you've done that, then we're going to go on to the next set of paperwork. We're going to go on to the land registry. So we're going to cover the forms on the land registry. My arm. Shit. I'll do it on this hand. The ID one. All right. The which is just to prove who you are. Then we'll do the AP one, the TR one, and the RX one. And we'll go through it, literally create every single one. Now, if you have a mortgage on the property, generally they'll stop you doing the TR1 and the AP1 because they don't want to change your name. So what we'll So what we'll concentrate on is the RX1, and I've got all of the formations. I was speaking a lot with Darren just to check all the information that I've got is spot on as well, and it's all good. And it's exactly how you create the RX1, which is what I've done as well, done it myself. And on that RX1, there is how to stop it being touched by anyone. Even if you've got the mortgage, you have to leave the mortgage alone, right? It's called first in time, first in line. So they've got the charge on, but we're talking about the rest of the equity, the bubble of equity. And we'll put an RX1 on all of that, and it'll be protected. No one else will be able to touch it. Tiff Taff from Cardiff. How are you doing? Great to see you. Been to Cardiff quite a few times. I was supposed to fight in Cardiff. I was supposed to go down and fight a guy called Mikalev. No, Spiro Mikalev. Spiro, anyway, was his name. All right, I might be wrong with the surname, but definitely Spiro. But he hurt his eye, so he couldn't fight. Shame. I got there. I went there. I was there. He was there. I was sitting talking to him, and it, didn't. Anyway, but I took a few fighters down there. So I never actually got to fight in Cardiff, but I did fight in Swansea and also in Haverfordwest as well in Wales. But yeah, there's Cardiff kickboxing. Denzel, he runs Cardiff kickboxing. That's who brought us down there. Great guy. Bank of England, yeah, registered in the United States as well. Dimebot, absolutely, 100% correct. So anyway, back onto the course. So once we've done the land registry, then we're going to go on to the Office of the Public Guardian. Again, all of the land registry forms are obviously not private. They are public forms, but we do them. All of the private trust forms are private. So we're doing private and public. So once we're doing the public forms and we've done all of the land registry ones, then we're going to do the lasting power of attorney for health and wellness and the lasting power of attorney for property and finance. All of them at the Office of the Public Guardian. And we'll literally, you go through this one step at a time. We will do every single bit of it for you. You just copy me, right? We're going to do it and you copy it. So not only will I be explaining it to you, but I'm going to do it and you're going to be writing it out at the same time. All right. You just simply cannot go wrong. Okay. Hang on. What's Robert saying there? Hi, Peter. Brilliant information as usual. Going to sign up for the PMA and private trust courses this week. Great, right? Great. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to I want everyone to join here. I want everyone to do that. I don't care. It's like it will be what it will be. But what we're going to do is we're going to record all of the course as well, by the way. So if there are people that don't have time, think it's going to be too long, and it will be long, I'm going to record it all and we're going to break it down and probably into segments. So maybe it's even do like a little mini kind of I don't know how you'd call it, but it's just say like a course, right? So you can go in the course and you can watch a little bit, then go away and go back next week and do you know what I mean? So you've got it, so you don't have to think, I have to sit here for like 6-7 hours and watch everything or I'll lose it, right? So it will be recorded and it will be created into a course as well. Okay. Hey man, I've tried to get over to the south of Ireland. I nearly did get into the Republic, but someone who was organising it went, "Oh no, I've got too much on at the minute." But yeah, I definitely want to get back up into. I fought in Dublin as well. Actually, I fought in Dublin, and I won the Republic of Ireland. What do you call it? The national championships there. In Dublin, yeah. I can't remember what year that was. That was in the 90s sometime. Can't remember when. It was good. It was a good trip back on the ferry. Had a few shandies on the ferry back. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. All right. And once we've done the Office of the Public Guardian, All right, I'm going to look at the paperwork. I'm probably going to then go over, just to make sure you can do it, we're going to go over the lawful notice and demand, the L&D, and we've updated that as well. If you have already done it and you've already sent it off, don't worry. It's not a problem. Doesn't matter that there's a change. You know, I'm just trying to improve things all the time. Okay. Now I know there's a lot of people copied this. I know there's a lot of people took it and sold it even, right? But I tell you what it is now, and I don't care what anyone says from any region or from any country or from anywhere. There is this is not the same as anybody else's, not the same as anyone else's affidavit, not the same as a live life claim. The essence is the same. The idea is the same, right? But this is different. I've checked it with loads of different people's documents now. This is unique. Okay, obviously words have to be similar. The essence of it has to be similar. The idea is perfectly the same. We all want to leave the system, you know. So we're going to go over the lawful notice and demand. We're also going to go over the security agreement, and we're also going to go over the lasting power of attorney in fact. Completely different from the power of attorney to do with the government. This is ours to say we have got the power of attorney over the straw man name, the legal fiction, the ens legis, the sole corporation or the corporation sole. All right, that's what that is for. So once we've done that, then if there is time, we're going to go over the documentation creation. So we will show you how to create all of the documents, and also the background information you need to have the PMA, Private Members Association. No one has ever done that before, ever. No one has ever done anything like this, ever, at any time, in any way whatsoever, or any shape. So we're going to do all of that on one day. All right. So, you know, and the thing is, right, if you want to do it, you can go and have a look. I think it might actually be a link on here. I can't remember. But if you can't, go on to have a look at the Facebook page or the group. And if you need it, right, then email. Lynn, how are you doing? Good to talk to you tonight. And you're not, by the way, you know, I'm just trying to help, and it's stressful, you know, you need the information, and we'll get it sorted, don't worry. But if you do need any information like about the course and you're not sure, then just email peter@claimyourstrawman.com. That's the open email that'll go to the system, and it'll filter through and I'll get it. Okay. Yeah, definitely save it and then watch it later when you're quiet. That's good. So then, on the martial arts side, what martial arts do I do? Well, when I'm competing, when I'm talking about all these competitions that I was doing, it was all in kickboxing. Okay, full contact kickboxing mainly. But I mean, I studied kung fu. I boxed for many, many years. First time I climbed into a boxing ring was in 1969. I was boxing. I don't want to sound like a cliche. I was in the Navy boxing, you know, but I did in the Navy, Royal Navy, boxing in there, boxed all the way through school. And a lot of it was outside the ring, you know, but I studied kung fu. Got a 3rd degree black sash in kung fu, which is like a black belt, but they call it a sash. Got 6th dan in my phone's buzzing me, telling me I'm getting more money on my cryptocurrency. But and 6th dan in freestyle. But I also got 2nd dan in Kempo, American Kempo, and also like a 1st dan black belt in Filipino martial arts, eskrima, which is like all weapons, like fighting with weapons, knives and swords, and what do you call it? Sticks. Okay. But yeah, did a lot of grappling, I didn't really study jiu-jitsu, right? Like as in there, but it was a lot of freestyle wrestling and catch as you catch can wrestling. That's an English style. Catch as you It was probably not English, but it's where it started from. It started on the fairs, the English fairs, and the traveling men. Catch as you catch can, wrestling, or catch as catch can. You know, uh, very, very, very aggressive, violent style of grappling. But yeah, we used to do that back in sort of like the early 90s. We used to do a lot of. I did Aikido as well for a while, but I did a lot of grappling back then, and we used to call it cross training. Now they call it MMA, and MMA is the big thing. We were doing that in the 90s, you know, and I'd never even heard of it or seen it. And we just did it for fun, literally beat the snot out of each other training. That was our training. Ow! Used to go home half dead, you know. It was all good fun. Or go to the pub with each other, and you've all got black eyes. And then, you know, usually you see them all fighting outside. You think, nah, I've done that already. I did that before come training in the gym, you know. All right. So what's that say? Like, would a PMA operate for a trading business where customers and suppliers are limited companies? All right. So a PMA trades with a PMA. A PMA is a commercial entity, but it's private. Now, you can operate a PMA that's linked to, like, if it's got a supplier, you can have a drinks club, and it's a private drinking club. So you're drinking in the club private. You're not allowed to open the doors and let members in. It's way above like a private, like, you know, workman's club that you get in the northeast that we have. But right, you have to have suppliers that will be limited companies. So I don't want to go too much into it now, but like, you know, yes is the answer, but I don't know exactly how you'd be working to say what the rest of it would be, how it would work, you know. But yes, it's possible. Yes, from what you're saying, it is. You can deal with companies, but when you deal with them, you deal with them in the public, and when you deal with your members, you deal with your members in the private. All right, that's how it would work. Okay. No, it's not tomorrow. Whoever that's on Facebook user, the course is on. If it's the trust course, it's on Sunday the 10th. All right. So what date is it now? It's the 18th today. So 19th tomorrow. So next week is going to be 7 days time. All right. So it's still going to be November. The week after that, the 3rd of December, I'm at Gateshead. We're doing a live presentation at Gateshead. So you want to come along to there, get yourself along, get some tickets, get yourself along. At least it's good for me. It's only about half an hour away. I've got someone coming to pick me up because I'll still not be able to drive properly. And I'll have to drive through like Newcastle as well to get there. So it's going to be busy. And then the week after that, all right, so that must be 3 weeks. It is 3 weeks. And then we're going to do the trust course. Okay. But once we've got that out of the way, now, like I say, everything will be recorded. It'll all be in the members area. It'll all be in the PMA area anyway. So, you know, the PMA members, you can go to the course in 3 weeks anyway, no problem. Hello, ER. How are you doing? Great to see you. All right. But then if you can't go, right, like obviously all of the recording will be in there for you. Okay. All right. So all the recording will go up into the PMA membership, as well as all the other work. Now, later on, once I've got Christmas out of the way, right, which is obviously I don't celebrate it or anything like that, but I do want everyone else to get it out of the way so I don't have to like be, you know, competing with, you know, Ebenezer Scrooge or anybody like that. So get that all out of the way. Then we're going to go a really deep dive masterclass, I think you could call it, but definitely a deep dive debt course. You know, I wouldn't call it a masterclass. I think someone else calls it that, Robert maybe. So I wouldn't call it that, but it would be totally different to his anyway. Not even the same type of ethics or paperwork. It's completely different. And the amount of experience that we've been getting as well, I mean, is immense. You know, like fighting all these companies. It's like it is absolutely immense. So we're going to put all of that information into a really deep dive debt course, going over all of the forms that you'll have to do, how to actually do it, and even how to take affidavits to get ready to take them. You bugger. To get compensation from them as well. So that will be, we've already got tons of debt videos in, already got tons of paperwork in, but it's going to be like even sharper and even better. Okay. Okay, so again, remember on Facebook, it doesn't tell us whose name you are unless you've added it into the software. It says I did boxing when I was 64 for about 6 weeks and loved it. Found out I still packed a punch. Good for you. Good for you. And kids bought some pink boxing gloves for Christmas. Excellent. Loved. That's brilliant. Loved it. I would do that. I get some. I mean, I cannot wait till I get this all sorted. I was really getting back into the training and everything. That was like since like the dog bit me, and I ended up with the hand looked like I'd borrowed it from Andrew Merrick, and it was like massive. And I got rid of that, got right back into the training, and then just really enjoying it. And this happened, All right. So like Marie saying, hope you come up this way again to the Midlands. That's down for me. Hope the last escapade did not put you off. Which better? Do you mean the one at in Birmingham when they smashed me car to pieces? But the event was brilliant, though. I thought it was a great day. It was a great day when I went down, and I enjoyed being in Birmingham. So I'd love to get back down around that way. We're going to try and get something down there. Yeah, me car. Yeah. And now, right, got the car all fixed. Okay. And everything's fine. Got to say this a bit quieter. And Janine's just reversed it into the house this week because like I can't drive, and she's been out on her own. I was sitting on the computer on the laptop, and the house is shaking. Anyway, so I've got to say that quietly because she can hear me. She come down and hurt my other arm. All right. So Jansen, where is the trust to be kept? Do you mean the documentation? Right. So we've got a folder that we create for you. I've just sent a load of them off today. Just been down the post office. But like we create all of these documents. So do you mean the assets for it? You'll have to explain a bit more that you mean by that, John. Jan. John's just written on you underneath you. So someone's saying when going after a CEO for compensation, do you need their private address? It'd be brilliant if you could get your private address, their private address. All right. But you can use their business address. If no, definitely not tomorrow. For the private trust creation webinar is on the 10th of December. Okay, 10th of December. All right, but yeah, for me car, yeah, it's terrible. So let me know if you want to forward on any of those emails that you've got that may be confusing you from Facebook. All right, if you have a quick check for the dates, it's definitely for the 10th of December. All right. Yeah, sod's law. No, she wasn't drinking. She just can't fucking drive. Ooh. Anyway, but who smashed my car when I was in Birmingham? Well, I don't know, right? But I did 2 presentations. I did one just like to everyone. I did the whole day, presented the group, and that night, my car apparently they tried to steal it. But I tell you what, that was the worst car thieves in the world because it was a mess. They just smashed it to pieces. $5.5 grand, I think it was, something like that, to repair it all. Yeah, and I parked it under a big light. I thought I'll be safe here under a big light. And people in the hotel were laughing. They were saying, yeah, at least they knew what they were doing because it was nice and light for them. So anyway. Yeah, you can. They see Dimebos just said there, right? So, if you can't find their personal, you can use the company address. and you can do like the server or registered mail. All right. Okay. I'm not going for the Pope. All right. Yeah, exactly. Who put that house there? Oh dear. You know, not tomorrow. I mean, well, anyway, it's all right. We'll sort it. Yeah. So I'm saying be quiet. I mean, I'm not bothered, John. At the end of the day, it's like it's just a bit of metal and plastic and rubber in it, But yeah, I've had my little bit of sarcastic digs and that, but I do have to be careful because you probably just come and punch me in the arm. Uh-huh. Yeah, you see, ER's just saying there like the debt course would be good, and it's true because the debt collectors they're panicking now, right? And they're all looking at different ways on how to respond. So what we have to do is we have to sharpen our tools as well because they're looking at ways to be how to respond a bit better. So we need to be there and be sharper and faster than them. I'm trying to not let myself sneeze because it still hurts too much. Oh man. Don't want to sneeze. Yeah, exactly. It will be good, and I will do that and sharpen up all the tools. She's upstairs, but I don't want to say anything too loud. Okay. Well, email me like from Facebook. Just hasn't got your name on, and just put on, about the dates or whatever. You got to mixed up a bit, and we'll sort something out for you. No problem. Okay. There. All right. And I'm back. Okay. I've got news, I want to be telling people. I wouldn't just want to talk about that all the time. The trust documents. Well, you see, like I said, we create the trust documents and we send them out to you, and we send them out in a folder. So it's a zip up file folder, all kept nice and safe. But you also need to find somewhere safe to keep them. So say like a fireproof box or a waterproof box. I know you get safes like that, or I've read about them. So that's where you would keep the documents in. Okay. Remember, if it's a well, the two things that we do at the minute, PMAs and private trusts, and both of them can have bank accounts. Now, we've actually got shut up, Sam. Right, she's not watching this. She'll not see this. Don't be doing that. Right, someone else might be listening to this that knows her, because there's a lot of people know her, and they'll from here that know me as well, and they'll go and tell her, and she'll give me some serious grief. Yeah, well, that's 100% true as well. See what Dimebot's saying, like these debt collectors. But the thing is, as well, I'm not going to say the group because you've got to be careful being on live. But there's one group that's been really aggressive and nasty. It's an alphabet group. What I mean is it's just letters, an alphabet group, and it's 3 letters, as in like ABC or CDE or whatever it would be. Okay, and yeah, they're being really bad. So you've got to write the correct notices. If you make a mistake in the notices, and these people, and they're taking people to court left, right, and center, and when they get into court, the people they haven't got the experience to deal with it, and they lose. So but no, I tell you what it is. Once you actually know how you're dealing with it, and you do the paperwork that I've got, and you deal with them the way I've got, it's not stressful. It's very good fun. It's fun being able to deal with them. Yeah. Yeah, well, she probably does say that as well. She was driving. We went to the shop before, and I'm telling you, she can't reverse. She just can't reverse. She can't. She just can't do it. She was like, honestly, nah. And it was worrying. So, all right. Okay, what's the castle doctrine for, Dorian? Is that for like Janine's parking, reversing, or is that for like the debt collectors? Because both of them are terrible. Oh my god, I hope she never sees this video. She'll kick the crap out of me. No, see, I didn't want to go to hospital either, Marie, but it got to the stage where I couldn't actually breathe, you know. All right, Nick had an arrest officer. Oh, one of them from the debt collection agencies. Oh, I'm an arrest officer. Like, yeah. Idiots, absolute idiots. Yeah. Well, Diane, that's exactly what that course will be. We're going to do the assignment of property, which is one document that shows you how to put all of your property into the trusts. All right. So all be done, all be got done for you. You just literally got to follow it along step by step, letter by letter, and it'll all be done right in front of you. I've just Chris as well. Yeah, yours is in the post. You'll be getting all of yours very soon. It's in two separate packages, by the way, just so we'll explain to everyone, because somebody was like messaging me before. All right, because there's two separate Ow, got to stop doing that. There's two separate packages that come out when we do the trust for you, because we're expressing it. Right, to express it, we use the Royal Mail. So what we do is we have our big folder, and that's got the big deed in with all the rules, your law, the basic details in it, plus the trust document in it, the certificates, not all the certificates, but some of the certificates in. And also I put a little flash drive inside the document, and we post that off separately. But then I express the documents, which is the trust creation, the memorandum of trust creation. That's two separate ones, certificate and the memorandum. The SOI, or the public notice, and the assignment. Right, possibly four, maybe five, and they go in a separate envelope, and it's all got the Royal Mail tracking numbers that are on the front of the envelope. They're also in the documents inside the envelope. So, and I've given you the proof of postage inside that envelope. I actually put it on a paperclip. So you're getting that sent to you. So once you actually receive it, then you tell me, then I'll actually send you down the proof that you signed for it. And it'll be you that signed for it. So you've got proof of creation, proof of postage, and proof of receipt. However, right, so just so you know, that's what we've done. So it's all been sent out to you. Just somebody emailed me and says, you know, you're supposed to be doing this trust for me, and all I've got is a tiny envelope with a couple of bits of paper in. You know, and then like a couple of days later, he went, "Oh, forgive me, you know, I've got it now," and I've put the documents inside the file. Got you, right? But yeah, I mean, totally up to you. I wouldn't tell anyone what to do, Chris, but it isn't just about the trust. It's about all of the paperwork to do with it, like the RXA, the RXA, the AP1, TR1, ID1, and the RX1 all together as well, plus the other documents with the Office of the Public Guardian. So it would be worth it. I would, if it was up to me and I wanted it, I would do it, even if I had got someone to do the trust already, you know. And it doesn't bother me if you don't do it. It's nothing, you know. And you can always get it later, but it would certainly be worth it. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, now just remember as well, right? When you're doing a private trust, right? You don't have to own all of your house, right? But everything inside your house is yours. So you wouldn't really want anyone coming in and saying, "Well, we're going to take all of this, all right? Take all of your belongings." So you might be like renting a house, but what's the point of sitting in that rented house, but it's empty of all of your furniture? Okay. Yeah, that's a good video. It's quite old, that video, actually, Barbara. Yeah, but it is good. You see, like, I know I call them clowns in costumes and all of that business, you know what I mean? But the vast majority, unfortunately, are. But you do get the odd really decent man. Yeah, yeah. I got a letter from Eon today. Because you know we haven't had very good weather recently, but you know we've got these portable what do you call them, solar panels. You know, we keep moving around the garden trying to catch the sun, and they sent us a letter saying, you know, why aren't you buying any more electric? There's got to be something wrong. For you cheeky bastards, like, you know. But you know, it's not you that's having to sneak around the garden, keep moving these things. It's me doing it, you know. But anyway, let's have a look. I still need to talk about this FTX thing, you know, as well. Don't let me forget the FTX. Been on here an hour. I've got all my notes written everywhere. What I'm talking about. I haven't bloody said anything yet. Parallel parking. Oh, is that when you reverse in? Is that when you do that? She's good at that. Oh, she was good at that when she passed the test. She definitely can't reverse into a driveway. Whew. All right. Yeah, Sam, I showed that book a few weeks ago, you know, and I actually showed it when I was on an event live as well. It's a very, very good book. It's actually good because it gets down to the nitty gritty. There's tons of debt books out there that are full of crap, you know, but his is actually very good. P. Michael Yates, by the way, I told you about it. You know, it's called something like The Title's Not Important. How to Get Out of Debt Without Paying a Single Penny, or something like that, and it's on Amazonia. Okay. For the trust course, right, for that whole day, it's like 97 for the donation. All right, but you get all of the video to keep for that as well. Okay. You kind of do put everything you own on a piece of paper. You do. But it's only putting it on a piece of paper, right, to show them that you don't own it. So it's not you that owns anything. You don't own anything. That is that is the whole point. Okay. So you didn't get any answer back for to get a quote. Sorry, to get a trust done for you, Marie. All right, okay. If you just email peter@claimystrawman.com, and in the subject box put Marie for the trust as talked about, something like that, and then hopefully then when the staff see it, they'll pass it on to me quick. Okay. All right. Okay. No, they can't enter, Dorian. 100% correct. And you know but we got to remember that there's one thing saying it and another thing for it happening. So they've actually recruited loads and loads and loads of SWAT teams. They call them SWAT teams, and they're lively recruiting them online, right? Like Indeed.com and such like, and they're breaking into people's houses left, right, and center and using violence against them. You know, so you need to have a little bit more than just like saying, "Oh, they can't come in," because by God, they do. You know. All right, Nick says, is it correct that they're taken to court and the fee hasn't been paid by the claimant prior to hearing? The hearing is null and void. I don't really understand that question or comprehend that question. So if you could rephrase it, or if somebody else can understand it better than me, put an answer in the chat and I'll read it out. Okay, so like if you don't own your property, like it depends on what you mean by that, Marie. She's saying, would you register with the land registry? If the only way, right? Let's say a mortgage situation. So you go and you get a mortgage, right? Let's just say it's 50-50. 50% is mortgage, 50% is equity, and you've got £200,000 house, 100,000 mortgage. All right. So, right now, you don't own it really, do you? Because there's a mortgage on it and the bank own half. All right. So then, but you're on the land registry already. You are on the land registry. So what you need to do is an RX1 to protect your equity with the correct paperwork and the correct documentation and the contract. It's got to be a special contract. It can't just be a private trust. It has to be slightly different. But if it's a council house or a private rented house, you can't do anything with the land registry because it's not yours. Now, remember, once you get in the land registry, by the way, so once I've shown you how to actually change all the land registry to protect you from the parasites, we're also then after that going to teach you and help you get onto what we call land patents. So it declares that you own the physical land and you don't have to be on the land registry. Okay, so, but that's the next stage. We have to do one stage at a time. Okay, they can do that. So, like Taffy's put, like, if you copyright your name out and you use it without your consent, you can bill them for whatever you have put on the copyright. After that, they won't write to you and leave you alone. That's the idea. Trademark is good as well. We've trademarked our name. Right, so you've got a full trademark, all capitals, all lowercase, and then if it was me, capital P, capital W, right? And it's trademarked. The last time the council wrote to me and I wrote to them with a bill, trademarked my name, and I've never heard from them since. I did a couple of more things than that, but that's what I did with the council. Okay. Who can be a trustee of my private trust? Can be anyone that that it's not really something you want to discuss on a public forum, but you could have in a way. Well, I don't know. Do you know what? I really don't want to say. It's too private to be talking about on a public forum. But you can even have a limited company to be a trustee. Let's put it that way. But I'm not going to say any more than that because it's private. And if you wanted to know more, then you would have to speak to me on a private basis. Some things we can't say in the public, okay? All right. Okay, so I don't know if you're speaking to me there, Marie, by the way. Let me see it. My name's copyrighted, as in your name. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Dimebar's bought it up. Good on you, Dimebar. FTX was sponsoring the F1 Formula One Mercedes team. Not anymore. It was a massive scam with the US senators. Everything with the US. This is what I wanted to talk about. Bloody fly. The right now, a lot of people are saying, you've got to be really careful of like cryptocurrency. It's so volatile. It's so dodgy. It's so dangerous. It's such a ripoff because there was an exchange and it was called the FTX exchange or FT exchange. I don't know, but FTX anyway. And they've went bankrupt this week, right? And everyone's saying, oh, and that just proves that cryptocurrency is dodgy. It wasn't the cryptocurrency that was dodgy, all right? It was the people, this guy and his girlfriend, all right? The freakiest couple you could ever meet, straight out of the Addams family, only weirder than the Addams family. His name, what was his name? His name was Bankman, B-A-N-K, like the Bank of England. Bankman Fried. Fried? Like, fried your food? And he's nothing but a scam con artist. Now, he's in with the Bidens. He's in with the, whatever you call his name, Zelensky from Ukraine. They are just all filth, scum, lying, cheating, hideous Scum. I'm trying not to swear. So anyway, what was going on? Right, he's created this, and he's an idiot. This freako, like Bankman Fried, what a name. So anyway, there's Joe Biden. We all know Sleepy Joe, right? I know it's probably not him, right? But this puppet muppet, and he has given millions. But anyway, at this one stage, he gave $45 million to Zelensky in Ukraine. So Snake Zelensky, right, then invested the 45 million into cryptocurrency with FTX, Mr. Bankman Fried. Then Mr. Bankman Fried actually made a donation to Joe Biden and the Joe Biden campaign and the Democrat Party in general of $45 million. Let me work that one out. That's hard to figure out. So then, right, Mr. Friedman, right, screws over his company and goes bankrupt. This is like, and now, right, leading on from there, has anyone ever heard of a SARS? A SARS. Now, that's got nothing to do with the disease, right? What it stands for is suspicious. Is it? Yeah, suspicious activity report. That's it. Suspicious activity report. So since the Democrats took power over the last 2 years, right? So since Sleepy Joe's been the president, they have had 150 suspicious activity reports go into the government. All right. So a lot of it is to do with human trafficking, sex trafficking through Ukraine. So now, right, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be any successful because, the scumbags are still in charge, but now they're investigating. Not only that, but they've got the Hunter Biden laptop, which proves that they're all pedophiles. All right. This is all now getting investigated, but it's getting investigated because, right, the Republicans won the House. So now they're actually in charge of the government, even though Joe Biden is still president, or like what his puppet is anyway, his clone. So, that is all just one big slime ball. Talk about draining the swamp. Well, I tell you what, okay, it's absolutely disgusting. And this is all going on right in front of our face. The title is unimportant. That's exactly it. P. Michael Yates. Paul is his name. Paul Michael Yates. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So what does that say? I can't really read that bit. It's a bit blurry. All right. Mayday. Does the for the PMA, for the members of the PMA, it is monthly, but it goes from the date that you sign up. So if you joined, what date is it? The 18th, then it would be like 18th, right? Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dorian. Would love to see them. Dorian would love to see them try. And the removal of implied rights of access truly is ignored every time. Especially, I'm not being sexist in any way, but they do bully women. They really, really do. They're absolutely terrible. Okay. All right. Let me have a look. Yeah, but at the end of the day, the debt collectors are scum. Now, you don't own a penny. This is the thing on the debt. You got to remember, right? When you sign a loan, for instance, you sign a loan, right? You're not signing a loan application. You are creating, or you are making a security instrument, or a financial instrument, or a promissory note, all the same thing. There's different names, but it's the same thing. Then that bank or that credit card, now remember, you might think, oh, I've got a credit card, I've got nothing on it yet. But if it's got a 10 grand limit, they've got a credit note for 10 grand. They cash that 10 grand note in. Okay. They deposit that in their own bank. All right. So just bear that in mind. So, like, there is absolutely no debt. Well, Dime Bars is saying there is no debt. It doesn't exist because you create the credit. Then they steal it. This is the fact. They steal your promissory note, right? Then they sell it. But in the meantime, once they've stolen it, they put it into their bank and then they give you the funds and say, oh, we've lent it to you. Now you've got to repay it. Repay it. Okay. All right. Taff, yours is for a certain amount, 200,000 in 10 days. That's what they want you to pay. Who wants you to pay? Credit card company? Bit big for a credit card company. Any loan company, get a notice to them. All right. So get that book that whoever it was that we just said by Paul. And it's got all those questions in there. If you can't find it, then you can get it for free. Go to Tom Schaff, the Secret Banker's Manual. You get exactly the same questions for free. That's probably where they got them from. Tom Schaff's been around a long time. Or you can go on to Michael Obanisia, whose name is Waff, by the way. And he's got the same questions, which I bet he got from Tom Schaff, which has got like the same type of questions as and put it to them and say, well, I'll pay you the money. I promise I'll pay you the money. Just prove your claim by answering these questions. Okay. Well, yeah, Shappy, they don't own our land, do they? We own the land. That's why we're going to do the what do you call them again? The land patents. Money laundering, absolutely, David. It's money laundering by the FTX. Absolutely insane. Okay, absolutely insane. Absolutely robbing it. Bankman with a W. Yes, absolutely. But what a name anyway. Bankman Fried. I mean, what is that? Yeah, well, and do you know what it is? Did anybody see the report there? And it was from Poland, and Poland is basically saying, "Don't think we're stupid, and that we think that the Russians are bombing us." Right? They know. Okay. Right? They know. So what they're all going to do is they're all going to end up there joining Putin. And he did as well. That's the thing that Bankman Fried. He actually spent millions on these Super Bowl adverts as well. I haven't actually seen it, right? But I was reading about it. So he's like he's absolutely nuts. So but all the money he was spending wasn't his. He just got rid of it all, just threw it all away. I think I'll open up an FTX thing. Yeah, well, the Dorian, the council have no authority whatsoever. Neither does the government. That's why we do the land patents. I'm working on them right now. I'm investigating them right now. And then once you have a land patent on there, it's totally takes it off from them. They can't do anything. Trafficking means commerce in the Bible. Is that right? Okay. Well, that's what they're doing. All right. Hello there, Even and Andy. How are you doing? All right. Keep on doing now. See, that this is the thing with the debt and why we can actually fight them. That's why I'm going to do a real deep dive course on them, a video at all as well. It probably won't take as long as what the trust course will, because that's got too many documentations in. But just to say, for instance, that you've got like a credit card and you owe $5,000 on and you stop paying, right? As soon as you stop paying, they're going to go and cash in their insurance, because they've all got their insurance document. So they cash in their insurance document for that. Just say it's got like you've got a credit limit of 10 grand. They're going to get the 10 grand, okay, through the insurance policy. Then as soon as they've got it, which takes 90 days, 3 months, then they're going to sell your data. They never sell your debt because they can't sell your debt. They sell your data, and then the lie, right? The fraud is then on the collection company because they're lying when they say that they've bought the debt and they have an assignment, a deed of assignment. They never have a deed of assignment. They always try and say it's a notice of assignment. And this is the thing. I know people that have went to court and the judge has said, yeah, got a notice of assignment. It means absolutely nothing. You need, under the law of, but you've got to know what you're talking about when you go into court. You can't have half of a story and half of the experience, right? You need to have a deed of assignment, and it needs to be signed by both parties as well. So when they're trying to talk about a notice of assignment, say you were given a notice, all right, then it means absolutely naff all. But I tell you, if you go and, I mean, you go and have a look at my some of my free videos on my channel as well, by the way. There's tons of information on there. You know, there's tons of information on there. All like up there, all the books and everything, all for free. All right. Yeah, exactly. Sam, that secret banker's manual is absolutely fantastic. And that's why you should be questioning them and trying to close down, right? Doing it in an affidavit format. And once you've got it with an affidavit, which has been unrebutted, then you can put that to the land registry and get it wiped off. And then if they've got no charge on the property, why would you pay it? Just like a credit card then. All right. Okay. Diane, I think it says Diane, right? For the course, right? I presume you're talking about the trust course. If you're already in a PayMe, right? I haven't done it yet. I'm going to send you all the links. But whoever, if you signed up literally now, boom, you would get an email. And if you haven't got one, check your spam because they go out automatically. And on there is a link for the Zoom. And there's also a link for every single bit of paperwork I'm talking about. So you can go and download all that paperwork even now and start studying that paperwork, getting yourself ready for when you would need it, okay? So you can kind of prepare yourself for it by reading all of that paperwork, all right? Okay. You know what? I mean, Barbara's just saying there that Bankman might be going for an all-inclusive Cuban holiday. Yeah, that is a very big possibility. I think a lot of them are going to be going that way as well, you know. But him for sure. I mean, that's, you may as well have like put a big red flag up saying, by the way, just in case you didn't realize, I'm helping them do money laundering. I'm going to steal all this money and send it away. I'm going to give it back to Biden when it comes back. You know, just in case you hadn't realized. The stupidity it's embarrassing, you know, but it's getting a massive investigation now. Let's just hope that they don't investigate it the same way as they investigated Bush and Blair for war crimes, you know. All right, so 79 Langston about like leasehold property. It depends on what you mean by that, right? But at the end of the day, if it's not your land, it's not your land. You can only get a land patent on what is your land. Okay. All right. The problem is this. Where does the money come from? That's what Shappy, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, by the way, and forgive me if I'm not. Where does it come from? Comes from your hand. Yeah, this is where it comes from. In blue. All right, your sign of nature, your signature. You give energy to the piece of paper, and then that piece of paper with your life energy, your sign of nature, becomes a promissory note and has cash value, and then they cash it in. So everyone that sends a promissory note off to either the council or your electric bill, and they don't return it, they've already cashed it in their own bank, by the way. All right, and then they still ask you for the money back. Okay. All right. Yeah, I tell you what it is. I mean, I've been like dealing with debt companies like literally for other people now. Got to be about a year, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a year and a half. Everything's such a blur. You know, everything's going so fast. But it's been a while anyway, you know, not 2 years, that's for sure. all of these debt collection companies all deal in fear. That's all they want to do, is deal in fear. Okay. So they try and create the fear, and they try and make you make mistakes. Now they go for the low hanging fruit, which is the ones that panic and pay them straight away. I have got rid, and I'm not bragging, I'm telling you, it's got to be close to £1 million in people's loans. But they're not loans, that's on these scams. And I've protected them from it. That's the better way of putting it. I haven't got rid of it. I've protected them from the scams. Okay. So, and if you do just cancel it, no, sorry, Marie, if you do just stop paying, they send you reminder letters for 3 months, because they can't get their insurance money till the end of 3 months, you see. So if you've got a 10 grand card, they've got a 10 grand insurance policy that they'll get given after 3 months. As soon as they've got given that, that's when they sell your data. They don't sell the loan, they sell the data. What is that? That is also not only fraud, not only like hideously like corrupt, but it's going against GDPR and DPA regulations. So there's several different ways that you can actually fight them for that. Okay. Cool, AR. I'm glad that you've read them. Some really powerful ones, and we've got even more powerful ones coming up. Okay. There you go. So that Sam's telling you how we do the actual creation. All right. They might cancel a card. Yeah, they might cancel a card. So the thing is, what you want to do now. I did a lot of courses with a guy called Tazadak. Now, and I did the same. You get a card, you got one credit card, and that's your credit card that you need for work. You need your fuel, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you pay it every month. You do what's supposed to be done in their system. But then you go and get other credit cards, and then you do your actual A for V's, promissory notes, close it down, do the debt, right? You do that with them, but not your working one, because you need that just to work. Okay. So you always have one in spare. All right. Okay. Also, just talking about like that FTX and that like Bankman Fried. This is another reason why, if you are learning now, I'm going to be speaking to a guy tomorrow, learning more about crypto. It's dead strange. As soon as you learn something about crypto, someone else comes up and says something 100% the opposite, literally black and white. But anyway, so on this exchange thing, that's why you should never leave your money on an exchange. Never leave your crypto on an exchange. You always got to get your cold wallets. I haven't got one here. Mine's upstairs. You always move them onto your trust wallets, your cold wallets, your wallets, any type of wallet. You do not leave them on the exchange. Now, because a lot of people will say, if not your keys, not your crypto. That's not even that 100% true, but you definitely don't want to leave it on an exchange. All right. So if you are into crypto, what you're doing, you probably know way more than me, but make sure no matter what you do, right, you do not leave it on the exchange, because old Friedman, Bankman Friedman, he's going to steal it and he's going to give it to Sleepy Joe. And you'll end up with nothing, and he'll end up laughing all the way to the Gitmo. Okay. You just keep asking questions and getting into all the conversation, which is absolutely fantastic. And it just makes me keep forgetting all of the points that I had wanted to talk about in the beginning. What I do want you to all check out, right? Listen to me now. It's at freefromfuel.com. Free, 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 from, FROM, fuel, FUEL, freefromfuel.com. Have a look at it. Now, I'm not saying anything. I'm not recommending anything. Now, I actually bought, right, one of these heaters. Lindsay, I don't know if she's on tonight, but she usually does the members, which are on the Thursday. She got one of them terracotta plant pots, and it was heating up her whole house and everything was fine. I went, yeah, I'm going to get a metal one. So I got this one. I got delivered. I can't remember, during the week sometime. Honestly, well, look, it was about the same size as that. You know, hey, it might work. I don't know, but honestly, I showed you the fan that was supposed to be a little fan, and it ended up being about this big, which was absolutely. Well, it wasn't even that big. It was just a little bit of a blade. You know, so I'm trying to be a prepper. I'm trying to be do all these things. So I've made a few. Definitely, I'll stick to the paperwork, right? I'll stick to the what I'm good at. Someone else has to make me a plant pot and help me heat my house because I'm terrible at everything else. But anyway, you know, DIY was never very good. You know, I'm too busy running around my garden trying to catch all the sun with my portable solar panel. But anyway, I'm gonna have to shoot. All right, cool. You can get rid of CCJs very easily, but it depends on what you mean, by the way. But you can. I've got rid of them for people. And again, it's with the same type of questions that you'll actually ask the bank anyway. Okay, so when they come up, when you ask the bank, right, if it's a CCJ, by the way, for debt, I presume that's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, like, if I know a few people, and this is the strange thing. Now, that alphabet group, the alphabet group I was talking to you about, right, and they actually get a lot of. They always try and get people into court, and but they always seem to send it to the wrong address, which is very, very weird, because then also, right, once you actually get the CCJ, then they find the right address. Okay. So, yeah, I think the neighbours that I've got, I think they're just giving up on me. I think they think I'm absolutely insane, running around the garden trying to chase the sun, you know. But yeah. But I tell you, it must be doing something, because, like I say, Eon wrote to me and saying, "Why aren't you topping up?" Because we've got a prepay meter that broke in. That's why I'm doing the court case against them, you know. So, which is funny, really, now, because now they're like, "Well, why aren't you topping up your pay meter?" So, because I'm running up and down the beach trying to catch the sun rays on my mobile solar panel. Anyway. It's all fun and games, isn't it? In it, just. But I will have to shoot off. If not else, I'm dying to go to the toilet. Yeah, Benidorm. Try to catch the rays, reflect it on to my face as well as catching them all. Ooh, right. Okay. You're going to have to let one know that one, because that one, freefromfuel.com, and that was all to do with water, by the way. It was all the electricity was to do with water. And we've got a house here, I mean, in Northumberland. I'm sure it's called Cragside, although I'll have to check up on that. I'll have to check up, right? But there's a house in the middle of Northumberland, and they've been creating their own electricity since the 1800s, and it's all with waterfalls, and it's still there now. You know, huge big house, and I'm just trying to think. There's loads of famous people that have lived in it. I'll have to check it all up. You know, I can't remember any of it now. But it was, yeah, magnets and waterfalls and all waterways. All right. Windy, right? They've been eating too many beans like Dime Bar. I don't want that type of energy, mate. You keep that energy to yourself. You keep them baked beans up there, mate. That's all. Yeah, churches and old power stations were always near water, which is why that Henry VIII was destroying all of the priories and chapels and everything to do with water. Okay, he left the big ones in the middle of the city. Why didn't he destroy them? You know, you got to look at everything. Anyway, this is it. Cheers to everyone. Thank you very much for being on there tonight. Enjoyed that. Enjoyed the chat. Hopefully that you're all good. And it is all free energy. And we will see you all very soon. I think I'm okay next week. And then I'm away the week after, something like that. But we'll keep everyone up to speed. Take care, everyone. See you all later. Oh, my shoulder. Okay. Cool. Brilliant. All right. Well done. See you all in a bit. Okay, enjoy your strong end to this strong days that are past, and we'll move on. So have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care. Adios. Adios.